Once again from Montenegro, the country with the amazing landscapes, the country with the amazing natural heritage here on the coast of the Adriatic Sea, all the way into the mountainous areas of the Balkans. Behind me you can see what amazing nature you can find here in Montenegro. But Montenegro is also the country of questionable touristic investments. As you can see behind me, there's numerous ski slopes being built into the mountain, and there's ski slopes actually all over. So parts of the ski resort have been privatized for very little money, while the state is again investing dozens of million euros to build new ski slopes onto a mountain where there's hardly any snow, because climate change is changing the weather here as well. In the last season, there was 0 days of skiing here. This year's season, only 20 days of snow, even though there's some artificial snow production. Up there on the very mountain top, there's a local farmer's family which has actually understood tourism better than this whole 100 million euro investment. He found out via Instagram that horseback riding is very popular. So he offered horseback riding and he published it on Instagram. And now he's running 10 horses up there. He makes 50 to 60,000 a year, which is far, far more than this whole 100 million euro ski resort investment has ever earned and will ever earn. Still here in the ski resort of Kolašin, we talked about the ski slopes, so there's hardly any snow, but there's new ski slopes built. But there's also new hotels built, but they're not hotels. They are announced as hotels, but in fact, there's apartments that are going to be sold to Montenegrins. No, the Montenegrins are actually not Montenegrins, because it's foreigners that have bought so-called economic passports for more than 800, 900,000 euros of investment, which they invested into these apartments here, which are supposed to be hotels. But these buildings don't have water, they don't have wastewater, and they don't have electricity. So it sounds like a joke, but it's a multi-million euro joke, and it's reality. That's what we see here in the ski resort of Kolašin. Somehow I have the imagination that people here, investors here, deny reality. Climate change and global warming is going to result into a situation that there will be no more snow here. Maybe 1, 2, 3 or a few days. But ski resort at this level, at this part of the Balkans, unfortunately, the times are over. So this is stranded Montenegrin or international investment. We're here at Jevaja River. This is very close to Kolašin, and this is the side valley of where the big ski resort is being developed. Big hotel buildings, up to now without water supply, without sewage system. And the citizens here are protesting against the last part of their river being taken and the river totally being dried out. There's an old hydropower station here from the 50s. So this is the small amount of remaining water that is watering the gardens here. And there's an attempt to pipe the whole river and to pump it up another 600 meters to the ski resort, even though the ski resort has enough water sources. So it's very important that local population stands up for these rivers that also commit the best environmental status that you can find. They are connected to the national park. They are of outstanding beauty, but also of outstanding touristic value for the hiking trail. So I support local citizens here to protest against the piping of this river and to find other solutions to supply the hotels with drinking water. Don't pipe that river for the ski resort. After a whole day meeting government representatives, meeting parliamentarians, meeting officials here in Podgorica, I'm here now close to Podgorica at the river Morača. This is the river that is supplying Skadar Lake, one of the most amazing nature sites here in Montenegro, with fresh water. But it's also supplying fresh water supply for the coast. And due to illegal extraction of gravel here that happened for years and years and years, and you know, not just one truck, but hundreds, no, thousands of trucks, the level of the water has fallen 6 to 7 meters, which affects the water supply on the other side where the filtered water is provided for the coast. The last government was very active in stopping this illegal extraction here, and unfortunately this extraction could only happen with at least police knowing and government knowing. So it's one of the biggest corruption cases that was happening here. Situation has become better because 3 years ago everything was white because everywhere there was extraction of gravel. And I must say, this is a nature protected site. But still, you see there is still companies here that are still working, not in the daytime, but in the nighttime. And I cannot imagine that officials here and police do not know what is going on here. The main and most important criteria for accession to the European Union is rule of law. This is a protected zone. It is illegal to extract gravel. So get your stuff done. And show, please, that you can enforce legislation and that you can enforce the laws that you're drafting. As long as there's extraction here of gravel, something's wrong with rule of law here in Montenegro, close to Podgorica. We're here on Velika Plaža. This is the long beach of Ulcinj. And this is this 11-kilometer beach that was kind of announced to be offered to the investments of the United Emirates to fully put this under concrete, to put hotels here, buildings all along. There's the dunes over there. They're under nature protection. And just behind the dunes, a few hundred meters, is the so-called Salina Ulcinja, one of the hotspots of migrating birds, one of the hotspots of nature protection here in Montenegro. So this is where the investment should happen. And we have to protect this beach, we have to protect the dunes, and we have to keep it for local population and for sustainable tourism, not for mass tourism with huge hotels that you find everywhere along the Adriatic. This is a very special place here. Let's prevent any massive investments here, especially on all of the beach. This is River Tara down there. Upstream, it's a natural world heritage, but also here it's under protection status because it's drinking water. And actually, all that you see here, all this deposit of gravel, but also construction material, but also garbage, is totally illegal. But we're directly next to the main road to Podgorica, so this is not a secret place here. All that gravel and deposit is going right into the river, which is just illegal under Montenegrin laws. I think we still need to encourage the local municipality to actually follow the law and close this deposit here and stop trucks just throwing their stuff down to the river. We're here in Montenegro at Komarnica River, and this was the last detected and developed canyon here. This is a very rare canyon of high nature value. There's also more and more ecotourism developing around this river, which gives a lot of economic revenue to the population. But there's still an old project from the Yugoslav times, a 40-year-old project to dam this river, to build a huge dam and to actually flood in the winter all the way up to this canyon. And this would destroy one of the most precious nature sites that Montenegro has in this area clearly. And clearly it would not be an economical revenue for citizens, because this little amount of energy that you can produce of this river will never explain the enormous costs of 300 to 400 million to build this dam. It will never replace the economic also loss of this natural heritage, this natural jewel that Montenegro has. And last but not least, if Montenegro wants to join the European Union, this nominated area as an emerald site, this nominated area as a world nature heritage, this nominated area for Natura 2000 has to be under high protection. Otherwise, Montenegro will get into serious troubles when it comes to finalizing Chapter 23, which means environment, and this could really hamper the accession process of Montenegro. So you see the canyon behind me? This is where they want to build a dam, 170 meters, flooding the whole canyon. One of the last free-flowing rivers here in the area, one of the last remaining areas where species can hide that were already affected by the dams further down. We cannot dam this last bit of fantastic nature. Just look at this canyon. We have to protect it. If this dam here is ever built, this is the area where they do the mining, where they will produce the concrete, where they will build the roads. And this is an area, this is all orchids that you see here. Different colors, different kinds, a lot of rare plants. It's a Natura 2000 area. This biodiversity you rarely see anywhere in the European Union. And this land is partly going to be destroyed if this 170-meter dam is going to be built down there. All of us want Montenegro to develop. All of us want Montenegro to join European Union as soon as possible. But we have to face reality that such areas of outstanding national beauty and outstanding national value cannot be destroyed with a project from Yugoslav times.